Today, 65 years ago, Nigeria had independence. Celebrated. Everybody was happy. People thought our founding fathers fought because it was the beginning of a good life for our country. Everything was working. Time magazine, famous Time magazine, wrote immediately after independence that this is a bet of giant of Africa, a country that will lead Africa and will compete with advanced world. In the 60s, we have less people in poverty than we have today. In 1960, the first time Nigeria borrowed money was in 1962-63 by the then Prime Minister. Do you know what he borrowed that money to do? To build Kainji Dam. Kainji Dam is functioning today. The World Bank president said that he's borrowing money for a nation that will be great. Today, we're in poverty. People are starving. So many people don't know where the next meal will come from. So it is a day of mourning, a day of sadness. If you love humanity, you will feel bad. If you love humanity, you will feel bad. If you listen to my tweet on Monday, today is Wednesday. Am I right? If you see my tweet on Monday, and I'm happy that I'm talking where Mo is. I talked about a man who won Nobel Prize on economics last year, who said, so many countries know what to do to prosper. Him and his team.
Please take your time, listen to this video. This is Independence Day speech from Peter Obi yesterday. This message has caused a lot of reactions, has given Tinubu a nightmare. This Independence Day. So take your time, listen to this video. We'll come back and talk about it. Very, very important. Just watch the video to the end. You see what Peter Obi said on this video. Do you understand? So just let's watch. We'll come back and talk about it. But please don't forget, do me a favor. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel now. That's the only way to help me. Do you understand? When you subscribe, you like, you share, you comment, you help the YouTube to push the video forward. And you subscribe. That's all. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you money. Just to hit that subscription button and hit the notification bell so that you get to see updates like this next time. All right.
But they refused to do it. And he went on to say, example of such countries, Nigeria. And I said, I must go and find this man. And sitting with him for 2 hours on Saturday in University of Chicago, I could see a country that have all it takes to be a great country. I'm happy you people are celebrating. Whenever I see people celebrating in Nigeria, I said maybe God created them differently. Because for me, Mo knows how I feel. Mo is contesting to be chairman of AMAC. And I can tell you, I'm going to go through the streets with him. I'm not doing it for anything. I'm not doing it for anything other than I believe. You can go and check my political history. I've supported people to be senator, House of Rep. I've supported people to be chairman of local government, everything. I've also appointed people in my 8 years of being governor. I've been opportuned to say people should be local government chairman. The only thing I tell people is that in my 8 years of being governor, I did not nominate anybody to be chairman of local government or councillor. Not in my local government, not in any other local government. This is something you can go and ask Anambra people. Not one day did I nominate one person to be chairman of local government, not in my local government or any other place. And nobody have ever become local government chairman in my 8 years and bought me a bottle of Fanta. I have never supported anybody in politics, and the person bought me a sachet of pure water. I have a policy, and everybody knows that policy. If you have anything you give to Peter Obi, look around. There's somebody around you that needs it. Whatever I need, whatever I want as a person, God gave it to me. So it is my joy that we share to other people. I don't look down on people. You will never see me say, who are these people? Whenever you see me look down on somebody, I'm trying to lift the person up. Because all of us here are children of God. God created us equal. Gave us different opportunities. That's why when I go to a place, you say, oh, don't go here. Don't do this. I say, no. This is a child of God. God made it possible for me to be around him, to uplift him. Mo knows why I will support him. I've traveled with him to places. And he knows what I always tell him. I say, Mo, what is different between these people and us? And I'll give you an example. Somebody wrote called Growing Apart. Growing Apart. It is a book between Indonesia and Nigeria. We have similarities. We have more oil than they have, but they have oil. They have military government. We have military government. A famous professor, a renowned professor of John Hawkins, wrote how these two countries went this way. One was growing, the other one was headed south. Why this one was pulling their people out of poverty, this one was throwing their own into poverty. After reading the book, I went to Professor Lewis. I went and sat down with Professor Lewis in America. Because that's, for me, a leader must be a listener and a learner. If you can't listen and learn, you should not lead. If you know everything, you are an idiot, you should not learn. So, I went to listen to Professor Lewis. And I decided to take a tour of Indonesia. And I went with Dr. Moses. You know, he will tell you, I went with him because he's a northerner. I went with another DG of Big Tent. I went with two of them. And when we arrived in Indonesia, we met Minister of Planning, Minister of Education, Minister of Health, Minister for Small Businesses, Minister for Villages. Well, after meeting them, we met the Vice President. And that wasn't enough for me. I wanted to see the most popular president who handed over January this year. We went there in February. He just handed over this year, January. And I said he doesn't live in Jakarta. He lives in his village. And I told Modem, I'm going to go to his village. I must see this man. I must talk to him. Because I want to know what propelled him the way it is. And I went to his village. I flew. It's not something, it's 2-hour flight. I bought ticket and flew to his village. And I know what that's. When I got to his village, he had gone somewhere. And I said to them, I'll wait for him to come back so that I can see him before going back. One thing is very striking. I said, they told me that he goes to a particular restaurant and entertain people whenever the people visit him. Because in a small village, he lives in his house where he was local government chairman, the house where he served as governor, and that's where he lived as president for 10 years. In that house, you cannot drive 3 cars inside the compound. So we're back on the road. It was just a small house. And he was happy to live there. And I went to the restaurant. I went to the Mama Put, call it Mama Put, where he goes. And when I came, I asked the owner of the restaurant, when he comes here, I want to sit where he sits. And when he comes here, there's other people leave because it's just a small restaurant that can only take about 10 people. He said, no, he likes people. So when he comes, he even comes when the place is full. So because he likes other people, around poor people eating, I said, I want to eat what he eats. So because I want to know the price of what he eats. So I want to eat what he eats. And they gave me what he eats. That's what I take. Everything when I paid was under 7,000 naira. And when he came back, he was surprised. He said to me, they said you want to see me. I was wondering why you want to see me. And I said, because I want to know how you did what you did for 10 years. That's changed this place. I won't tell you everything. But he says to me, Peter, fight corruption. Use public money for the people. Invest in their children's education. Invest in their health. Today, we're in Nigeria where people are looking for food. We're in Nigeria after 1 week of tour, morning, afternoon, night. On one of the days, because we were there for 7-8 days, I called Mo, I called Ibrahim. I said, it is now past midnight. We must go out on the street. Because during the day, we didn't see anybody begging. During the night, we didn't see anybody. And I asked Mo and Ibrahim, did you see any Almajiri here? You might not know, Indonesia is the country with the highest number of Muslims in any country in the world. It's 90% Muslims of the 280 million. We didn't see one person begging. Not one person. I went to the village. They announced in that restaurant who I am, joked everything. Nobody in that village asked me, Oga, pay for me, or Oga, this. Nobody. And I asked him, and when I asked the Commission Minister of Planning, why are there nobody begging? He said, why? They're in factories working. They get paid like any other person. The people who were taking us around, more no. The taxi driver, our women, the young girls who were taking us around, the young boys, you dash them money. They say no, they're paid. Because they're working. They're working. We went to the election. It's important. We went to fight for their election. We went to the electoral body. We asked the election chairman. How do you conduct your election? What is qualification for president? He told us. You have to have this, secondary school, this, university, this. I said, supposing if you don't have it, or supposing it's in doubt or it's false, he said, listen, what are you talking? If you don't have it or you forge it, you'll be in jail. I said, if you elect somebody, like we are trying to elect more in ADC, after the election, can the person change the party? He said, what for? You can only change your party during the election. After the election, you stay with the party. It doesn't stop you from supporting any other person. You can support somebody who is good. There's something called proportional. Why am I telling you people all this? We're going to face the election now where all of us here are trying to know who will collect money. You now see some young people say, these people have given me money. They've given me this. That's why I changed. Okay, Peter, I was following you before, but you know, things are difficult, so I've collected money, no problem. Believe you, I say it every day, Peter Obi is not desperate to be Nigerian president. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work. I'm desperate to see people eat. That's why when I'm saying I will support Mo, because he has gone around and seen these things with me. And I tell him Mo, and Mo have visited in this Amak. He actually took me. And you know what happened that day? I said, Mo, today, all I want to do is to go to where a hospital where nobody can, in the village, where nobody can to go, so that I can look at the small people there, maybe pay their bill. That's all I want to do today. Mo actually took me to a hospital. He knows the place. I don't know the place. In fact, I was asking him, is this part of the capital? What type of place is this, Mo, that you are bringing me? I said, within Abuja capital. I went to where there's no road. Our car couldn't even reach to where we are going. We had to stop somewhere and was entering inside. And I said, Mo, is this part of Abuja? He said, yes. I said, okay, let's be going. We got there. We had only one nurse, treating over 100 people. Nurse, I didn't say doctor. Only one nurse. That's where women came to give birth. They have no toilet. Where women are going to give birth. So I said, Mo, we're going to build toilet for them. we're going to do this for them, we're going to fix it, and everything. He did it. Wonderful woman. He gave us a bill, I think about 3 million or 4, something like that. And I said, madam, the rest assured. And we've done it in 2-3 places. Because he knows. I tell him, I say, Mo, I don't celebrate. You have never, if anybody is telling you that somewhere Peter Obi was celebrating, it's a mistake. There's nothing to celebrate here. People I need. Schools don't have chair. People don't have water. People don't have anything. So even if you take me, I said, Mo can tell you the better part of me. Because he's going around me and he will tell you, now, and he have checked into a hotel in America. I wasn't paying. But when I saw the price the person was paying, it's not me paying, no. By the time he came back in the morning to see us, I've changed another hotel that is far cheaper. And when the person said to me, oh, how did you go? I said, listen, my brother, I have a lot of people in my village who can eat. If I sleep here, I'm asking God to punish me. Because that difference, I can take it to the village. I came back from America on Monday. This Monday. And I can tell you one second thing. Somebody has been asking me about a particular operation you needed money for. I didn't have the money because every day you have thousands of people asking for the same thing. So while I was in America, as I'm arriving in America, I read my WhatsApp, and it was the same person telling me that doctor had given him an appointment this month for that distance and everything. I said, fine. Throughout the time I was in America, we'll go to this way. The person will say, oh, we're going to buy this. I said, no. We're going to do this. No. So at the airport, I told my host, I said, see all this money that I didn't spend. Once I arrive in Lagos, I'll put it in an envelope and send to this person who needs it. If I show you what that person wrote, you give him more. For a tiny money that I would have used to eat and forget about it. But I said to him, well, listen, my host and every other person, everywhere we go, people gave me food. So there was no ready to buy another place. There was a place we went and we were there for by 9. My host said, well, let's buy this. I said, but we have free food by 12. You just wait for another 2 hours. We're not going to die. So I'm going to pay this one. If it's going to just 2 hours, we're not going to die in 2 hours. And we didn't die because it's just 2 hours. But somebody needs that little money to change our life. And Mo had done that with me. So when I say about Mo, I people support. For me, like I tell most people, if he goes in there and change, I can't question God, but I'll be shocked. Because he has seen poverty in people, he's followed me around, and we have also gone around where I showed him, Mo, this is what drives me. It's not about new car, it's not about anything that drives me to be in politics. If it is, I won't be in politics. I'm not saying if anything, God gave me everything that I need. There's nothing. All I want God to do is to make Nigeria work for people. Let there be children of people. Let young people get up in the morning and go to school. Let them finish school and find a job. I have children. I have 2 kids. They have a job. Tanko saw me this morning talking to my son. And I was telling him that I'm writing something. A broadcast I'm going to do. He said, this is the first time I'm speaking to you in 1 month. Just let me say hello to you because it's independent. I said, I'm just writing something. Peter was there. And he said, send me what you're writing. That's so I can correct it. And he always said it to me. He said, Dad, I learn English better than you. So I was correcting. Yes, and that's, for me, there's no problem. It is his job. His job is to write. He writes scripts. So I sent it to him. And he went there. When he corrected it and sent it back to me. What am I trying to say? He has a job. And because he has a job, more here have seen where he comes to see me. And I said, I will buy you lunch. I will give you money. He said, no, you can't do that. I will do it for you because I earn money. I don't take free money. You use your money and do those things you're doing that I read. Go and help people who need it. Amen. If he wasn't working, what will he be doing? He will be all over the place, creating confusion. But I was governor for 8 years. Nobody saw my children. And I can tell you, if I'm president tomorrow, he's not going to come. Because he's proud with his job. That's what we want to create, a society like that. So that children of nobody can have a job. So my dear people, it is not campaign. I'm not here to tell you, do this or do that. But to change this country is all of us. That money you're collecting today, that person who is giving you money and says, support me, That person who is trying to buy you is not buying you. It's destroying the society you're going to live in. That money you collected is why there's no medical care. Indonesia have 95% insurance coverage. Anybody who is sick goes to hospital and gets cured. Poor person, rich person. Here, if you're poor, now church you go endo because and pray and God save you. That's what we want to stop. Education. Everybody have education. That is supported and they can get a job. Here, like I said this morning, all we do here is propaganda. Everything have increased. Just to give you an example of how your country runs. In 2007, just 2007, how many years is difference? 18 years ago. Nigerian total debt, after we got debt forgiveness, was only 2.5 trillion. 2.5 trillion. And it was 10% of our GDP then. 2.5 trillion, that's what we were owing. Today, our total debts have moved from 2.5 trillion to 175 trillion. Over 50% of our GDP. And there's no improvement. There's nothing we can say, this is what we use it to do. But they are going to give you money. They are going to give you, they have a lot of youths now being given money. And when I see them say, okay, we are working with them, I laugh. I say, me. After my mind is just to continue begging for a change. So that is what it is. 175 trillion. No productive sector, nothing is working. Everything you get today increase. You pay today more for your passport, more for transport, more for eating, for food, more for fuel, more for Medicare, more for everything. House rent, everything. Everything is on increase. And you get less. Even when you pay more for food, the food they give you is less. So everything they give you is less. And that is what your country has reached. That is why we want to use people like Mo and his team to start changing. Because when our election comes now, they start giving you money, they start doing everything, and they will tell you, oh, Peter Obi does not want this. Peter Obi does not want this. I don't want it because I don't want to waste my time on doing what is. Everybody who wants to know what I preach can go and check that I've done it somewhere. I was the chairman of a bank in Nigeria. The bank is still there, and the director in 2 other banks. When I was director and chairman, every other director and this thing, I was entitled for the banks to buy me vehicle. All of them. I was entitled to a vehicle from them. But I told them I don't want the car. The banks are still there. They're not closed. I was chairman of Nigerian, the Exchange Commission here, SEC. You can go there and ask them, I didn't take their car, I didn't take their allowance, I didn't take anything. I told them, whatever you people want to give me, somebody else needs it. People must acquire things that I need. People must do what? Acquire things they need. That's what I want more to do. Go and feed those hospitals you're taking me to. Go and make sure schools are on. People will tell you there's strike in school in Abuja. Oh, the capital. In Abuja, where the best will be. People are dying. People are being killed. I was just telling somebody that the young girl who died in Arise went to school in the UK and was probably the parents never wished her to come back. But she came back because he believed in Nigeria and lived in the capital, the safest place. Nigerians are now refugees in their own country. And there's no war. Ukraine is not giving us grain for food. Ukraine is at war. And we are collecting money from politicians. Don't ask Mo to give you money. Go out and use your own resources to support him. I will support him. I will be part of what he's doing. And I assure you that you remember I said all this. If he wants to learn everything I've done and do the opposite, I can tell you, I know he knows God won't forgive him. Because we debate this every day. And I said to him, Mo, look at your country. Look at what is happening to people. Look at people who are not eating. Look at people who are not doing this. I'm sure I've bored your independence. All I can tell you is, please, do not go out here thinking about what any politician will give you. Anybody who is giving you money is going to steal your money. Quote me. I'm not saying don't work and you'll be paid for working. I'm not saying don't do anything for campaign. Maybe there's more has sent you to go somewhere and you demanded money for vehicle. No, that is different. I send people and I pay them. But please, don't go thinking about how you would steal from him. He can only go there to do what? Steal back. Because they've given you their money, they've come into it. I see people tell me when I was governor, do you know what I paid to be here? I need to cover it. So in course of doing it, they'll steal more. You said the country is very corrupt, but your own corruption is worse because it was the little you took down that the man is trying to cover up. Because by the time all of you take 10,000 from them, he has done into millions. And when he sees the million, he will remember the one you've taken and the one you will take. And the one you give for his children. Because not sure he will come back again based on the paying and not paying. So he becomes a complete thief. We must change it. I know I'm not saying what people want to hear. But I'm saying I come here today as Independence Day. Mo made a mistake. He would have invited me the way we were going to go to street and all of you. But today is Independence Day. It's a day for us to tell ourselves the truth of this country. It is a day like this that I started preaching to people how I serve. This is my 13 years of living as a governor. And I've always asked people. Unfortunately, I did it in a country that doesn't recognize anything good. Otherwise, I would have challenged them. Being the only governor who left money, the country would have seen me as somebody worthwhile. But I see people who told me, Peter, that's how you went and left money. Other people came and chopped it. He would have just shared it to us. And Anambra have not bought me a bottle of pure water since I left. Because I refused to sign what all my colleagues are signing. Called retirement this thing. But I'm happy. I live there with them. I'm happy living there. I'm part of there. All I want us to do is sacrifice. The society we are taking money from them and allowing them to abuse will take his revenge on your children. Support candidates like Mo. Support Mo. He's somebody I've walked around with. He's somebody I've been to places with. And I assure you, I don't know what will make him change. I'm not saying he won't, because I've seen so many things go wrong in Nigeria. But I can say I know him. And that's my next feature of my campaign. I'm going to be supporting people based on competence, capacity. They have the compassion, the character and commitment to do the right thing. Because it is not easy. So let's support the right candidate. Thank you and God bless you.
You listening to that? And that is how it should be. That is how it's being done elsewhere. That is it. How many? It said a lot of things. Explain. That is how it's being done outside the country. Anywhere you go, it's only in Africa you see Alaye, Dobale, do this, do that. It's even mostly in Nigeria itself because of the way our leaders they run this country, the way they do everything they want to do. They don't care. That's how it is. So anywhere. Look at, imagine that one. A president who lives in the same place for 10 years where he was the president. Now he finishes war, he goes back to his house. And those people, material things does not give them anything. You don't see it as anything. They live the same thing. They are happy together. Everybody are together. There's no superiority, no this and no that. Are you talking about our children's, politicians' children? All those things. Where do we start from? We start from the issue of qualifications. Now, for example, if you go, for those people living outside the country, if you get to see this video, they know all those things now. If you want to, if for example, you live outside Nigeria, you live in the Western world. If you want to get a job, for example, even in Nigeria here, anyway, maybe in Nigeria, because we don't have that thing, it's only the one department who is going to do everything. There's no recommendation. When even if the only thing the person will tell you in Western world, if they want to apply, it can only tell you the company is applying, is recruiting, to go and apply. When you apply, based on your qualifications, they will use to call you. The other person who recommended you has nothing to do with your application process. It cannot, because of he works there, the person works there to employ you for work. No. Your qualifications has to merit. They call you for an interview, you pass your interview, then you qualify for it. Other than that, is no. But in Nigeria here, some people do not go for interview, recommendation. The next day, you see somebody who does not come for an interview, is already working. All those things, it's not helping. Because only one person that is going to do all those things, recruit, just okay, the person's there, is fine, go and bring it. That's all. In abroad, where if you work in abroad, for those people living in abroad, do you understand? It's different department. Your applications needs to go through. What this department is asking you, if you provide it, they transfer your application to the other department. Once it gets there, those people there, they have their own, what they are going to do, what they are going to ask you. If you fail to provide that, your application starts there. It's stuck. You are not going to progress until you pass it, until you provide those things they're asking you. Then when you pass that stage, your application goes to another stage. They say asking you one thing or the other. Anyone they ask you is important, except there are some that are not important, that they just want to, okay, but some that are important. If you don't provide it, your application stop there. They can't progress. That's how it should be. And now it's only in Nigeria, all our leaders, common work, they are going to pay you peanuts. But a country where somebody that is going to lead us, a leader, the one man in the country, everything about this man is questionable, from character to qualifications. Everything, none of those things is verifiable. Until today, many do not know where Tinubu comes from. If he's from Ijebu, Ogun State, Osun State, wherever, or if he's a Lagosian, people don't know. Which school? No, everything about is questionable. No verifiable certification. All those things. Number one, how do you expect this person to perform? Now, the law institutions that brought you into power, these people broken all the constitution because of you. Now today you pocket all of them. Everybody is not under your leadership. They are not under you. They're supposed to be, but they are not answerable to you, rather than doing what constitution says. And that is a problem. It has been a problem. Now every other countries, they are moving forward, pulling people out of poverty. Nigeria is happy seeing people, throwing more people into poverty. Why? Because they don't care. Their families and everything are okay. And you see, Tinubu's son now is like he's the second president now. I don't know, Tinubu's son, Sheilo, is like he's the vice president. Or Tinubu says the position Tinubu is in Nigeria is even powerful than some governors in their state. Do you understand? He's powerful than some governors. But what concerns this man with politics? Nobody voted for you. Why should you be everywhere with the politicians, with your dad every time as if they elected you? All those things. And then you are now using, your daddy is using his own influence to bring in people into politics, to give appointment positions to them. Tinubu is also using his own influence to bring in people, whether they qualify for it or not, whether they merit the positions or not. All these things now useless. Nothing is the reason why the country is going down. So, are there no solutions? Yeah, there's a solution until you have somebody who is going to say no to all those things, who is going to stand tall and dealing with these issues, to say no, this must not happen under my leadership. Obi said it. His son is doing his job. He doesn't care. He's making money. All those things. But in Nigeria, politicians, all of them, no work, all of them. Anyways, how many can we say? We say we can talk. But the right thing, we have to do the right thing. Doing the right thing is to elect the right people in different positions so that they can start changing things. Other than that, there is no solutions to all this problem. That's why we continue to talk every day, because we never get it right. The day we get the issue of leadership right, the day we get this country working like this, the country is not moving forward. The country is going backwards, collapsing. Everything now you could see. There's no need to tell you. As far as you live in Nigeria, you could see where we are. Anyways, what do you think? Please share this video. Election is coming again. All this one is just for you to understand. All that mentality of you thinking you quickly want to get it to solve your immediate problem. That's not what we are saying. We are talking about your future. Because you solved your immediate problem yesterday with 10,000 naira they gave to you, it was not even enough for you to solve your immediate problem. It's the reason why your future is miserable. You are creating an unsafe environment for your future, for an unborn generation. The reasons why, because of 2K, urgent 2K you collected from politicians to vote for people who are not competent, people who does not have any business with politics, with the leadership of this country because of your selfish interest to sold your future to them. It's the reason why everything is going like this, why we do not have good healthcare, hospital, good roads, infrastructural amenities, everything you could think, all the basic things, electricity. Those are the basic things that no country is asking their leaders to do all these basics for them again. It's only in Nigeria because you sold your future, your birthright to them. That's the reason. Anyways, please share this video and do the right thing. 2027 election is coming again. It's the reason why we are saying this. At least you testify now. Share this video and please subscribe for this to this YouTube channel.